What's up, guys? Today, I'm going to bring back this old dinosaur here. Well, it's not that old, um, but this is the Springfield XD9, and I don't see too many videos about it, and I wanted to make a video to just see if this gun is still relevant today. I've had this Springfield XD9 for about 15 years now. Back in the day, or in 2007 when it first came out, it was like the buzz, right? All the ads you see on it was that 19+1 9mm capacity. Um, so I wanted to take this out. I haven't shot this thing in years. It will still sit in the safe. So I'm like, hey, let's bring this out. Let's shoot it compared to some of our modern guns and see if this is still something that is a good purchase for those of you looking for a good self-defense gun. Um, it's still being sold. It's coming in around $500 is what I'm seeing online. So it's still around.
Yeah, cheaper than a Glock.
Yeah, so I would just say, you guys, if you don't want to watch the whole video, I would say for $500, this is still a decent self-defense gun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed shooting it. You can definitely see where, it's a little bit dated, but
Yeah.
fine gun. Definitely enjoyed it.
Grip angle is familiar to me. My duty gun is a Staccato XC, so the grip angle, it seems familiar with me. The grip itself is not too bad, right? Ergonomics is okay. The slide stop or the slide release is very accessible, especially if you want to insert the magazine and release the slide with your thumb. It's nice, and it's actually slightly extended, so very easy to manipulate, unlike a factory Glock one. Takedown is super easy. Mag release is good, accessible. It's actually ambidextrous, so that's a big plus. The trigger, though. I don't know. What you think about the trigger?
It's not like a super harsh trigger pull, which I enjoy. It's like consistent, kind of long, but like consistent pressure all the way back. It's not too bad, but the reset is really long.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it. We'll probably do another take. But the trigger press, like this, there is just so much play. And then actually a decent break, especially for an old gun like this. But that reset, you'll see you're like, okay, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Okay. And then even after the reset, there's quite a bit of slop before you hit that wall again. So, at least it's not a hard trigger. Like, it could be worse. I think
It's easy to shoot, but by today's standards, definitely dated.
yeah, no, especially when I try shooting it fast.
Yeah,
I mean, you're resetting that thing like all the way out. You're kind of like, oh my god, like, trigger take up, all that stuff. I bought this gun around the same time I got the HK USP, and I will say this is definitely a much better trigger than the HK, because that thing is just, I mean, I think it's like a 15, 16 pound trigger.
Something like that, man.
So it's pretty ridiculous. I will say one thing that why I don't recommend this gun. 15, 16, 17 years ago, in our basic classes, a lot of students asked us, hey, what's a good starter gun for me to buy for home defense and stuff like that? And I would recommend a lot of the XDs. The reason why I don't recommend it as much now is this stupid grip safety. I don't like this. I don't think it's necessary. It's got that safety tab on the trigger, just like a Glock. I think that's fine. But having this extra grip safety, I think it's more annoying than anything, because especially when it comes to you having to manipulate the gun, let's say you have a malfunction or something like that, the shooters that have smaller hands, if you break that grip to try to lock it back, if you don't depress this grip safety, you won't be able to lock it back. So if I'm not pushing that down, I'm trying to lock the slide back, the slide won't go back. And I think that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
Yeah. Because maybe we had students were doing the manipulations test, and they're like, I can't lock it back. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, yeah, you got to push that in. So magazine design's good. I mean, this is in 2025 for a $499 gun. If you can't afford the extra 100, 150 bucks for a Glock, I think it's a solid choice if you want like a home defense gun. Yeah.
One thing I didn't like about it was just the recoil as you're shooting it. So it's a really light frame, really heavy slide. So you really feel the weight of that slide come all the way forward. It's got a long length of travel. And as you fire, the slide comes all the way back. All that weight goes right forward. You can feel the front end dip quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which it just feels odd.
Yeah, it does. It just almost feels sloppy.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely poorly balanced.
But I mean, this is just, I don't know, man. This gun's been around, like, and the Glock 19's been around. Like, you could shoot a Glock Gen 3, like Glock 19, and dang, around the same time, the Glock just, it doesn't feel the same. I think the Glock feels more stable and
Yeah.
it's just more shootable, in my opinion, right? But would I buy this gun now?
If I had
If I had
$500
$500 to spend and I had to get a gun and I wanted something reliable, I don't know what's out there that can really compete with this at that price point. I mean,
mow some lawns, wash some cars, buy a Glock.
19 plus 1 capacity. I don't know if they just remade this gun without the grip safety and a better trigger that's modernized to like times now. I think it's a solid gun.
One thing I really don't like about this grip safety is, so there's like this little space right in the tang for the grip safety there. You see this nice little bump. So when you're gripping the pistol, your hand fits really nicely onto that bump, right? That's kind of like the center of where your grip lies. But I kind of have trouble locking the web of my thumb up into that tang there. Just because there's so much like that dip going on. So it's easy to control like the mid and bottom portion of the grip, but to get my grip nice and high and control like the energy at the source, it's not as easy. I feel like I have a little bit less control there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the other thing too that where you see this is like the pretty dated design is the short dust cover. One of the duty lights I use is a Surefire X300, and it will not fit on this gun. It's just, it wouldn't, because the dust cover is so short. We end up having to put a TLR1 HL on it. So I mean, that's something to think about. If you guys are running Surefire lights, it's not going to fit on this.
Yeah, I mean, fun to shoot, kind of cool thing about Leica.
Yeah.
It was something back in the day, like it was something pretty special.
Yeah.
It's fun now.
Yeah. I mean, I think, man, if they can update this and the trigger, I think it's hard to beat that. Because the grip angle and everything and just the controls of it, it reminds me of my HK VP9, which costs way more. But the VP9 has a far superior trigger. So if they can update this, I think that it's a solid buy for under $500. Your choice. But yep, let me know if you guys have an XDM. Would you buy it again? If you shoot it, do you like it? I will say this thing has been 100% reliable. Since the day I bought it, I have not experienced a single malfunction.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
You put your guns through a lot of use too.
Oh, yeah.
Put a lot of rounds through.
I don't have save queens. Like, I run my guns hard. Like,